But speaking about E3, y'all like that transition, boy? I
I
am a
love it. Let's
god.
get
I
it.
am a
Let's get
god, and we
it.
are potting today. Uh,
Who came up
um,
with? Which one of y'all started saying that
what
shit?
pod? We podcasting.
We
We're
podding.
potting.
Potting
I've never
sounds better
heard
than
that before.
podcasting.
Yo.
You're
Wait,
right. You're right. But
wait.
I've just never heard it
Before
before.
before we get to this topic, and I know that was a perfect segue, but
You just killed my shit.
I know. I frequently, order from Papa John's, and I.
Me too.
Oh, you do? Okay, so I'm not the
Yeah.
only one. But they got these things called papadillas. Do not fucking get them.
What the hell is a
literally-
papadilla?
No. Because you remember they used to have sandwiches, right? They don't have sandwiches anymore.
No, I don't remember
So-
that. But keep going.
Oh, they don't have sandwiches anymore. We always used to get the Philly cheesesteak, and it was fire. Now they got these stupid little things called papadillas. They're the same price, but all it is a folded over piece of pizza.
Just go to Domino's. If you want a sandwich, go to
Why you-
Domino's. Domino's sandwiches
why you
are
don't-
fire.
I don't
Order a pizza
I don't
by
like
yourself
Domino's
and then just fold the
You
pizza
don't gotta
on your
get.
own.
I said the sandwiches. I said the sandwiches.
Why would I do that?
This dog, I'm telling you, bro, Mikey dog, look.
I already got Papa rewards, so
Mikey,
I got $10
you know what happened to me
I
about
need
Domino's. You know what happened to me in Domino's.
Yeah.
Those sandwiches.
That's why you're recovering, nigga.
Those sandwiches are crack. I had one after like a 3-year break 2 weeks ago, and I was like, this shit is still good. What the fuck's going on? I might order it again tomorrow. It's the cheat. Yeah.
I didn't want to derail it too much, so you can go ahead. And
Well,
go to the
anyway,
E3 segue.
speaking about the E3, or speaking about times coming to E3, before this got deconfirmed, a lot of gaming companies such as, it was rumored that Microsoft and Nintendo were not going to be at E3, and Sony had already confirmed they weren't going to be at E3. 2 or 3 days afterwards, they then announced that Microsoft and Nintendo are going to be at E3, but Sony is not going to. Instead, Sony is going to start looking into more of their own press, such as State of Play, such as their own little private events, stuff like that. And I'm assuming this is all leading up to the eventual PS5 announcement release, and that's all I can really think about. I feel like Microsoft is probably going to do the exact same thing, but at E3. And Nintendo, while Nintendo is going to be at E3, I feel like they're going to have a lot of demo-oriented content. But they're going to have their own direct before then, like that week before then, that Friday or so, Thursday before then, before the actual event start. I think that's how that's going to go. But I've noticed in the last year and a half, E3 has started to dwindle in, what's the word, relevancy?
Yeah.
In the gaming,
I would definitely say relevancy.
In the gaming atmosphere, I've noticed a lot more companies are opting to not go there anymore. I noticed a lot more people are having access. The public are having access to attend, which honestly I feel like that's why the value of E3 is going down. Because instead of a private event, they made it a public event. I feel like that's the reason why.
I could definitely agree with that, because after they started doing that, I mean, E3 was already the quote unquote big gaming event, right? That's where we got all the news. That's where all the news broadcasters were for games specifically. And you needed what we know today as a media badge. They needed a media badge to get in. So there wasn't really a whole thing behind, I want to go to E3 because I bought a $500 ticket so I can go to E3. You really had to be
in the industry.
Somebody. Yeah, you had to be in that industry in order to get into E3, and that kept all the information, actual information. So when you go to E3, you've got so many different NDAs or whatever that you have to go through. Certain things you're just not supposed to say as soon as you see it. But with it being open, you had so many people with cell phones, so many people with
access to demos, access to gameplays and stuff like that.
And
information
just
get
everything
out there. Yeah,
you know,
and I feel like
is a huge thing. They weren't even getting the information out before. You know, Twitter saw it. Oh man, this thing is here. It's at Twitter. Blah blah blah. Well, now I know what that is. Why do I have to watch E3? I can just scroll through Twitter throughout the day and I'll have all of E3's day one.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes sense on a business level. Like when you're spending a lot of money doing something that's not really even tailored to you and your entire business, like I guess from Sony's perspective, it's just like, well, we have PlayStation experience, and if you actually look at the numbers between E3, you're right, state of play, the experience. If you look at the numbers between E3 and what they do, like it's almost a no-brainer. Like, why would we give E3 money to rent out booths and all that kind of stuff when we can do it on our own time and on our own turf? We control the narrative of everything.
I feel like that's why Nintendo has been able to kind of like make their own lane in a sense. Mm-hmm. And I think since the Wii, Sony has been like slowly but surely like taking from Nintendo in terms of like what they do for exclusivity.
They've been doing that forever.
Well, no. They were ahead of Nintendo for the early portions.
I'm just talking like in generalities though.
Oh, okay.
They've always taken from Nintendo.
Oh, big facts. They do it way better, to be honest. But I feel like Sony's starting to look at what they have and they realize the value in what they have. They like everybody likes to make jokes about them making interactive movies, but that's like a big thing. Like Sony's games are like dead ass movies. The Uncharted series, you can make them shit into a film, and it would be flawless. You could do the most recent God of War, fire. Yeah. Last of Us, more importantly, like that is a movie experience that you just so happen to play, you know. And it's like I understand that's a joke and shit to some people, but like there's a value in these experiences and these attachments to these characters, and I feel like they've noticed that they have a value in that market, and they're like, you know what, bro, if our games are going to be like showcased in this section of the gaming atmosphere, people are gonna be able to have demo access, they can just spread out whatever bullshit they want to, fuck them. We're just gonna it's the allure of being a secret that I feel like Sony's trying to like take advantage of, where it's like, hey, here's a trailer, here's this crazy ass performance, we go away for like a couple months. You know what I'm saying? You'll drop like a trailer 3 or 4 months afterwards, go away for a couple months, another trailer, it's back, and then here you go.
I mean, piggybacking off of that though, because you guys mentioned how Sony takes from Nintendo a lot of time. Look at the way Nintendo does it and look at how the internet responds to Nintendo. All Nintendo has to say is, yo, we're throwing out a direct sometime this month. No date. The whole internet's in an uproar for the whole month. Oh, man, which game we're going to get? Oh, I bet you we're going to get this game, blah, 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 blah. If Sony found a way to get that same attention and that same traction just from saying, yo, there's going to be a PlayStation experience in the month of March. What's coming out in March? Okay, they're going to announce a new game. No, dude, they're going to push Final Fantasy up a month, blah, 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 blah. Like, if they could ride that wave, that'd be way better for them than waiting for
Sony
E3
would
or any
need
other
more
event.
IPs.
They definitely need more, or they need a bigger one.
No, relax. First and foremost, Sony has, to be honest, probably one of the bigger.
I was gonna say
the bigger section of the IPs. That's not Pokemon and Mario, and Zelda now, because Breath of the Wild was so groundbreaking for them. Like Sony has Last of Us 2. We just have a date for those. You know what I'm saying? Like all of Sony's big hitters, we have dates for, and there's nothing else you can do besides that. Most of Nintendo's IPs are dead ass wastelands. And the thing about Nintendo is they can decide to pick back up anything at any given moment, and niggas would be hyped for it. Which is why Metroid Prime 4 was so crazy, because we haven't gotten a Metroid game dead ass in the last decade or so. And then hey, here's Metroid 4, here's a new Metroid game for the 3DS, and here's the older games that you play on the 3DS, and we're gone for a couple. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh shit, we thought y'all forgot about Metroid and like Pikmin, right? Niggas want a new Pikmin for God knows why. People want a new
y'all like Pikmin out there?
Pikmin. People want a new Pikmin, you know. But I feel like, you know, and we look at like Splatoon. Like Splatoon was like the last new IP that got really popular. ARMS flopped. you know, and
Unfortunately,
now it's like, okay, what other IPs are that it can do? People still want Earthbound or Mother 3. People still want Mother 3.
I definitely want a
people
Mother
still
3.
want a new F-Zero game. Nintendo, the reason why Nintendo gets that response is because there's way too many IPs that are dead under their belt that anytime they want to, they can just say, fuck it, here's a trailer.
Yeah.
And the Switch is like so what's the word? The Switch is so convenient that a lot of these companies are starting to put their games on the Switch. So even if you don't get a new Mother 3 or new a Mother game, or you don't get a new Metroid trailer or a Bayo trailer, here's 5-10 minutes of a direct of a game you never would think is on Nintendo Switch on here. Granted, it may run like ass, but it's like here is Assassin's Creed, here's Doom Eternal, here's I don't know, something that's not heavy selling for any of the other competitors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
right.
So it's like the thing about Nintendo. Oh my goodness, yeah, the reason why Nintendo, I think, has that leverage over those two is because they have a lot of dead IPs they can revive at any given moment. Sony, all their living IPs are all the ones that they pretty much only show. The last new Sony IP was Ghost of Tsushima. Literally, and that was like a couple years of nothing before that game got announced. We were still riding the coattails off of no. Ghost of Tsushima got announced the same time God of War and Last of Us 2 got announced.
Yeah.
And all of those games have already came out and they are coming out in the next 2 or 3 months. That's my thing.
It got pushed back along with
it got pushed back to the summer.
Yeah, end of summer. And the Eden, Ring of Eden.
Yeah, Ring of Eden too. Yeah.
That's the next Dark Souls. Well,
all their heavy hitters they're coming out with all have dates, and they're all expected to come out. You know they're gonna come out. Thing about Nintendo is you don't know when you're gonna get your favorite series game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I don't think Sony will ever have that leverage of like being able to just say fuck it.
Nintendo games like very close to their release. Just like they did with Pokemon.
They announced Luigi's Mansion. They announced Luigi's Mansion. Nobody spoke about it ever since. And they brought it back a year later, and they announced that bitch, hey, 4 or 5 months before the release? And they gave him a date. After that, it was just, okay, just wait. You know what I'm saying? But everybody was like, oh, when are we going to get a new Luigi's Mansion? Oh, here's Luigi's Mansion 3. Niggas were spazzing out because the last Luigi's Mansion game we got was earlier in the decade on the 3DS. That's the thing. Like, Nintendo has that secrecy because of the dead IPs they have. But my response to people who want these dead IPs back is, why would I remake a game that's gonna flop when I can put it in Smash Bros?
Shout out to Earthbound.
I don't. You're not wrong, but man, that hurts. I'm not even a huge Smash Bros fan, but that definitely hurts.
It's the truth. Look at F-Zero. Look at F-Zero. We haven't had an F-Zero. Look at F-Zero. We haven't had a Captain Falcon game. We haven't had a Captain Falcon game since the GameCube. That was damn near a decade and 5 or 6 years ago.
And that flopped.
Good game, flopped.
But we have Mario Kart.
And plus Mario Kart is selling that as one of the best sellers on any Nintendo console. Fuck the F-Zero.
I don't know if you guys know, but like the DICE Awards were on last night, and that Mario Kart mobile game, it won best racing game of 2019 or 20?
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. A lot of people did not like that game.
I definitely didn't.
Nah, that's
and everybody in the replies were like, Crash Team Racing is right there.
Crash Team Racing was fucking beautiful. That's fucking crazy. That's actually fucking wild. Actually, that's okay. Well, I mean, hey, the Game of the Year awards, Crash Team Racing won best racing game of 20. Hey, you're good. We're good. We're fine. But no, like that's my thing. Like, why would I remake another game that's gonna flop? Like, look at the Smash Ultimate roster, and tell me out of those games, which one do you think are going to be a success? Not on some, oh, it's going to sell you 1 million copies, because Nintendo's above 1 million at this point.
Yeah.
1 million copies is chump change to them.
Yeah.
That's not gonna sell. Everybody keeps like doing this shit where it's like, dog, this shit is a flop. It sold 1 million copies.
That ain't shit.
Do you not realize how much it makes to make a game?
Definitely more than 1 million.
And promotion and all that shit, they want that shit back. 1 million copies is not good, which is why games like Yokai Watch, right? Who remembers Yokai Watch? Sold really well the first game. It sold really well the first game. But the moment it kept coming out, and they stopped seeing it a lot more, they started selling less.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I think 3 would have been great, but I'm here for it. Continue.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, why would I put these
Or not
flopping
3, 4.
game things when I can just put them in Smash Bros? Give them a spirit. You know? Give them a soundtrack or so. Get shit. Fuck it. Get the main character and put him in this game. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? You know how many people are excited? I honestly think Smash Bros is the reason why Metro Prime 4 will sell good.
Yes.
Why? What's the reasoning behind that?
Metro Prime hasn't had a game in the last 15, 20 years at this point. Most of the people that have played the game are either our age, either between yours and my age, and to appeal to the bigger audience, remember they kept Samus in Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers sells hotcakes. Kids love Smash. We love Smash, and that representation via Samus is gonna reciprocate into Metroid Prime 4 sales, because now what they can do, and this is what they're gonna get you, watch this shit, they're gonna announce Metroid Prime 4, they're gonna give you a release date, give you a whole trailer, and they're gonna give you the HD collection, and it's gonna be all the original games on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. See, if they do that, I'm sold.
No, exactly.
I've been waiting for the Tron Trilogy for a while just to drop on Switch. So if they do that, I'm sold.
I mean, just look at Fire Emblem. Didn't nobody know what the hell a Fire Emblem was before?
Fire Emblem was a flopping series
Smash.
before Awakening.
Yeah.
And Fire Emblem literally only had its representation in Smash. It sold. Smash sells hotcakes, and niggas only knew Fire Emblem because of Smash. Fire Emblem was a flopping series. And it was until Awakening that game series has ever received any type of like big ass notoriety.
And I mean, if there was the reboot Punch Out, that shit would sell like hotcakes.
Oh, I'd buy Punch Out.
Niggas love Lil Mac.
Because I think if they were to make I don't know, they could do some shit. They can make that bitch a lot more appealing to the newer mainstream. That's the whole purpose. You have to streamline these older games now. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you can turn Punch Out into like the fit ring thing. You know, the Joy-Cons. Come on now. Yeah. Like that's it. That's literally it. And that's my thing. Like I feel like, you know, I understand people like to bash these other companies and shit, and they like to ride all these other game companies. But like every game company has their own like niche and their own expertise, which is why them working together is important. Like, right. Remember when Minecraft, it was literally just the Nintendo Switch and the Xbox, and niggas were outrageous at Sony. Like, why the fuck are you doing this? Why? Like, we get it. Like, you need to, like, people were like, oh, you shouldn't have to be exclusive anymore, yada, yada. And it's like, Sony, I actually understood why Sony said no. But at the same time, for games like Minecraft and Fortnite and those cross-platform titles, they need to be favored in a lane like that, where it's like, you have to give us what we want. Otherwise, we're not supporting you on anything else. Right. But to bring this back around to the actual topic.
Sorry.
What does having your own platform to, you know, announce games, get hype around, you know, your system, what does that do for E3? Like how would E3 adapt to these companies backing out? Because let's be honest, like E3 is a fucking snooze fest without Sony, without Microsoft, because I mean, like Square Enix is still a thing. I mean, EA is still a thing. Who else has a big presentation? Devolver Digital. Everybody loves that because they have found their little niche, little thing, to do every year, which is really dope. I absolutely enjoy Devolver Digital every time they come on. But like without the big three there, what really is E3?
You ready for it?
I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah.
PAX South.
Come on, man.
Now, a lot of you are gonna be confused what I mean by that. PAX South, they've turned PAX South into a indie convention where anybody can pay however much money you want, and it'll be a couple of main titles here and there, but it's mostly indie.
It's mostly indie, yeah.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of that, like between the PlayStation and the Nintendo and the Microsoft, you get a lot of indie.
And I mean, hey, y'all wanna pay $1,000 for a convention that you're only gonna be there for 3 days? That's not included your hotel.
I don't. I know I don't.
I'm not. I told myself I'm not going to E3 unless they invite me out. It's not happening. Because E3 is dead. E3 is dying.
Yep.
It's cool to be up at like 7, 8 o'clock at night in a Discord call. See what the fuck Square Enix got going on, because every time they get on, they deliver. It's cool. And since Sony's backed out the last 2 years, hey, I don't know, dog. It's spooky out here because Microsoft. If Microsoft, the craziest plotters in the world, what if Microsoft comes back with the punches? They like, fuck it, nigga.
Bro, if I honestly think, I think that's what's gonna happen. I think Microsoft really does have a solid piece of equipment with the Series X. Hopefully, they have the software to back it up.
Man, fuck that.
That's the only problem.
Hopefully, they have the game.
Problem. That's what I'm saying.
Software and games are two different things, dog.
Come on, man.
Nah, run that shit, nigga. Hopefully they have the games.
If they have the games
problem.
to back it
That's
up,
the fucking issue, my nigga. Everything on Xbox you can play on PC.
So
and 10 times better. Literally.
You're not wrong
you're
on
not
the PC
wrong.
and Xbox thing, because that's the reason I didn't want to buy an Xbox when they first came out, because I would already be on PC. But I think after because did you guys hear that Dying Light 2 got pushed back?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So what I think Xbox is doing, because we don't from what I've looked at, we don't have a lot of Xbox exclusive titles that are having their announced or release dates announced or anything like that. We don't really have anything to look forward to with Xbox One as of right now. I think they're saving all the stuff they're working on for launch titles for the Xbox Series X or the X, whatever they're calling it. I think they're saving their launch titles or the games for launch titles, because the last 2 generations, when PS4 dropped, we didn't have shit. When Xbox One dropped, we didn't have shit. Sunset Drive was okay, but it had a lot of wonky issues in the beginning. So for all of that to be there, I think we're coming to an understanding with the game companies where they understand they need games.
They know what they're
have the
doing
most
too.
Powerful fucking system in the world. If you don't have any games that I want to play, I'm never buying your system.
Exactly. They know what they're doing too. Like, I'm pretty sure everybody's aware of that. I'm pretty sure Sony especially is aware of that.
Yeah, and you know what I think about Microsoft? I think Microsoft has pushed themselves so far into this corner of,
Media.
of media, and they push themselves into a corner of, if I can just, why would I buy this if I could just play it on PC?
Mm-hmm.
Like, nobody can really say that about Sony. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at Microsoft, Halo's on PC now, Gears is on PC now.
And that Game Pass ain't helping it.
Game Pass.
Nah, especially that.
mean,
I just found out that Final Fantasy 15 been sitting on Game Pass the whole time. I bought that.
And I see that, Microsoft and Nintendo, they've been getting, buddy,
Mm-hmm.
So I think the only way that they can push themselves out of this little corner that they backed them in is to partner with Nintendo to bring some Nintendo IPs to the Xbox. That's literally the only way that they can back themselves out of this corner, because if that's the case, all you got to do is just go buy a RTX 2020 and you got an Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
That's it. Because it's just like, why would I buy this little piece of hardware when my supercomputer rig can do the exact same thing and better. It doesn't make any sense. Right. There's got to be some type of exclusivity. There's got to be some type of hook. There's got to be some type of, I think I just said it, but something to get me to buy this aside from my PC. Because let's just be honest. If we're talking like future tech, how much are you really just going to spend on a console by itself? You got the console, you need games, you need something to play it on. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. With all this new technology, the ray tracing shit coming out, the 4K and all that, you're definitely gonna have to buy stuff to get the bang for your buck. So why would I buy this new console, a new 4K TV, 8K TV, all that, when I could just build a computer that does it all for the same price?
Big fact.
Literally the same price.
That's where Xbox has been living at. Microsoft has had to deal with that for the last console decade. Yeah. The moment they said, "Hey, everything on Xbox is on PC," all right, I don't need an Xbox. What do I need one for?
Don't need an Xbox. And the only thing that's really keeping them afloat right now is
Windows.
Yeah. It's really just the PC. The PC is keeping them afloat. I mean, Windows, of course, yeah, for Microsoft. I mean, they have peripherals and all that kind of stuff. Like, the company's not going away, but the gaming side, the hardware gaming side, it ain't looking too good for you, Chief. It's not. But I mean, Microsoft will be okay. But it's just like you have a whole franchise, a whole brand that is going towards it's eating itself.
Basically.
You know? It's eating itself. And they have to do something very spectacular in order to get themselves out of this rut. But I think they're in too deep now. Because they have 100% integrated Xbox with PCs. And I don't think there's a way out from that. Like, how do you come back from that from a hardware standpoint? You can't.
Yeah.
You would have to appeal to people who just hate PCs. How many people are that? How many people are like that?
Especially when kids find out that you can. When kids find out your PC is better than the console, that they don't want that shit no more. I told Brendan, I said, I'm gonna get you a computer when you're older. He's like, why? I said, because you can play all these games for free. He's like, no,
exactly.
You can't. Yes, you can.
No.
Yes, you can.
And you've got this entire other library just sitting on your computer. Like, come on, man. Why would I go out and buy me an Xbox Series X? It just does not make sense.
That's when they bust up the fucking Halo. The new
Halo. I want an Xbox. Nah, bro, the Halo is on fucking PC now.
The new Halo. I would say Halo gonna be
Halo Infinite. Yeah, Halo Infinite's gonna be on the Series X. But watch this. It's
with a Game Pass.
It's going to be on Game Pass, and Xbox Series X ain't going to sell as much as they think it is. Well, it's going to have a big boom at the start. It's going to have a big boom at the start, and then it's going to drop off.
I think
they're going to be like,
I think the big boom is going to be
put Infinite on PC.
Because they're gonna sell out of consoles. Both PlayStation and Xbox are definitely gonna sell out.
Yeah, it happens. It happens every cycle.
Every new generation.
Every new generation it happens.
Right there. If they sell out of all the consoles they've given out, that's definitely gonna be their profit.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you want the long term too, because Sony definitely has the long term.
You don't have, you know. I mean, Sony's in that same situation though. They would end up not having the consoles in stock or whatever the case may be. Like, it'd be the same exact thing.
Tell me how many PS4s sold versus Xbox Ones this Black Friday. I know for a fact that PS4s were sold out everywhere. I could literally go and get an Xbox One anywhere. I couldn't find a PS4 to save my life. Now, whether that's supply and demand, I don't know. But the demand for PS4s were way higher than the Xbox Ones. So you tell me who's really about to be shaking in their boots this new console generation? It's got to be Microsoft.
Nintendo's good. They got Breath of the
Nintendo's
Wild
good.
2, Bayonetta
Bro,
3.
they have Breath of the
Metroid
Wild
Prime
2.
4.
They have
whatever Pokemon wants to do. You got to remember, there's two things Pokemon can do right now. It's either another new generation, or the remakes, or a sequel.
Bro, not
game
even
for Sword
that.
and Shield.
Not even that. They have the Switch Pro coming up, and the entire handheld market. That's something.
Mobile.
That's something.
Mobile. Remember, they're getting into that.
That's something neither Sony or Xbox have. They don't have a mobile market. Nintendo would be fine no matter what till the end of time because they have that mobile market. Yeah. Until Microsoft or Sony can come up with a Switch handheld killer, Nintendo's got that. They're good.
So
they're not going anywhere.
So are we saying the Switch,
So the problem?
So are we saying the Switch won already?
Switch definitely won. Yeah, Switch definitely won. But the problem is, you can see Sony over here. They've got Ghost of Tsushima. They've got The Last of Us. They've got these really, really good titles that will never, ever, ever see the light of day on a PC. They have that exclusivity. Microsoft doesn't.
Right.
So what that leaves Microsoft in this little gray area of they're spending all this money on the Xbox Series X, and they're going to be promoting it, but nobody's going to buy it because why would I do that when I could just play everything on my PC
for free?
Yeah,
for free. That's what happened.
Or it's $2 a month.
That's what happens when you have a computer company that makes consoles. You heard what I just said, right? A computer company that makes consoles. That doesn't make any sense. Now, when they first started out with, the original Xbox, the Xbox 360, they were good. They were solid. They were golden because the PC hadn't caught up with what the Xbox and the 360 was doing. It hadn't. But now you can literally just go out and you can even get one of the budget cards and it's going to do the exact same thing an Xbox is going to do.
Yep.
So
you can go to Walmart, spend
it doesn't make
bucks.
business. It doesn't make business sense. It just doesn't. Now, I could be wrong. Microsoft may have an ace up their sleeve with the Series X, but from what I'm looking at, from what their track record shows, I ain't seeing shit. I'm not seeing anything. So Microsoft definitely has some deep research to do. They have to step up their game because we looking at a Sega situation.
Nah, relax.
No, we're looking at a Sega situation.
Yeah. Nah. Yeah.
Yes.
Dead, dead.
We're looking at a Sega situation. The only reason why I say it now, because in this climate, it's not about the bigger guns. Because in the old climate, it definitely was. Because PlayStation 2 came out, and it was like, oh shit.
No, when PlayStation
2 came out, that stamina broke the fuck out of Sega.
That was done. Like, that was it.
What the fuck? It just happened.
What's a PlayStation?
Right.
PlayStation 2 was ahead of its time.
So with the Xbox Series X coming out, the power ain't gonna get it. The power is not gonna get it.
I better have some games lined up.
You gotta have games, you gotta have exclusivity, and you have to have a hook, man. Because if we're really talking about power, PlayStation has all the power. PlayStation definitely has all the power because the power. First of all, the power is in exclusivity. But I mean, how much better can you get than a PS4? You know what I'm saying? You really got to wrap your head around what our PS4s can do right now. How do you get better than that
from a console?
From a console, how do you get better than that? And I honestly do believe, like, from what they showed, that shit looks amazing. It looks great.
The PS5 is gonna be groundbreaking.
But the PS5, when you have a console like that, the PS5 is going to do great simply because of what Sony has already established
and promised. They've done a good job at delivering just good game and good experience. And
Microsoft doesn't have any of that. What can you say about Microsoft to where they just have to be the console to have? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't say anything about Microsoft like that. Sony's got it, Nintendo's got it. Where's Microsoft in all this? They need to step their shit up. And I don't see how. Go ahead.
What's funny about all that though is that like,